Hey, this is John Cena, WWE Superstar and 15-time champ, and you are watching Miss WWE Fan 13. You can't see us.
Malcolm here, so I really want to give my congratulations to a good YouTube friend of mine, Miss WWE Fan 13. It's been 1 year since she made Cancer tap out. She got into the ring, looked at Cancer in the eye, and said, took that Cancer by the throat, took it to the ground, dropped an elbow, and put it in the sharpshooter and let it tap out for days. You know, you hear about these situations and you really try to think of like a good word that defines the whole entire thing. And that word is determination. So you go on Webster's, you try to figure out what does determination really mean and how does this apply to the situation. And it only made sense that when I searched the word determination on my cell phone, that this popped up. Congratulations, Kayla. Proud of you.
Kayla, it's Zach, and I'm just here to congratulate you on beating cancer. Finally, I've been here since 2014 for you, Kayla, and I know it's been like a long journey. I've been with you pretty much since it started, and just to finally know that you've beaten cancer. And you're just a true inspiration to all your subscribers. And, you know, YWO for life. I'm glad you finally beat it. And, yeah, I'm Zach's Wrestling here. I'm just congratulating you on finally beating cancer. YWO strong.
Hey, Kayla. Congrats on being cancer-free and making cancer tap out.
Hey guys, this is Vince Martinez, and I'm here to wish congratulations to Miss WWE Fan 13, who gave cancer the attitude adjustment, locked it in the STF, and made it tap out. She's been battling this, for a long time now, and I've, know the stories that she's had to go through and everything that she's had to been through, and she's pushed through the adversity to make it fine. She never gave up. She just basically kept pushing, and fighting, and I'm very proud and very happy for her that she finally got to defeat this this cancer, and that it's finally all gone. And she's truly a definition of what WWE would describe as a warrior.
Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to today's video. Today's gonna be a very special video, pretty much 1 year in the making. Yeah, so for those of you guys who have followed my channel for many years, probably since I started on this channel, you guys know I had cancer. And officially today, on July 4th, 2017, it is 1 year since I got my last chemo. And so I wanted to make this video last year, but I decided to wait because I was not sure if the cancer would come back, or if I would, basically I didn't know if it would come back. So I didn't want to make the video last year and then it'd come back and this whole video would be for nothing. But now I'm in the clear. I know I'm fine. Cancer is not coming back, so I decided to make this video now. So basically the point of this video, I'm going to be telling you guys my story of how I got cancer, and I'm just going to be thanking some people for being here for me throughout this whole journey. So yeah, let's get started by telling my story. Okay, so everything begins in the summer of 2013. Basically that summer was the summer before my senior year. I was enjoying my last summer in high school, swimming, traveling, doing all that with my girlfriend at the time. We were just having fun, and I noticed I was feeling a little different than I usually would. My whole life I've never been thin, but I've always been in good shape because I played softball and basketball and whatnot. So little weird things started happening. Like I would go swimming and I would get out of breath right away, and that was not normal for me. I would go and play basketball with my girlfriend at the time's brother. His name was Alan. We would play and I would get out of breath right away. I felt like I wanted to pass out. And little stuff like that kept happening. Like just to take a shower and to get dressed, by the time I got to my jeans, I was already out of breath and I needed to take a break. Then I would put my shoes on. I needed a break before I could tie them. And it was just weird. And then from swimming, I would get mosquito bites. And those mosquito bites started turning black. But I thought I was scratching them so much that I got them infected. But that wasn't the case. So my mom noticed I was acting weird and whatnot. And so she's like, okay, we'll go to the doctor and whatnot. So one weekend, my ex-girlfriend and I, Lexi, we went to Albuquerque, New Mexico to a country concert for Luke Bryan. And when we were there, it got rained out. So we had to walk back to the car, and it was raining so hard and I couldn't breathe and I felt like I was gonna pass out. But thank God there was a nurse there. She was there for the concert and saw how I looked, so she took us in her car to our car, because our car was like 2 miles because of the parking. And so I told my mom, like, I need to go to the doctor right away and whatnot. So she took me to a doctor, and when I went to that doctor, he assessed me, obviously, because I was a new patient, and he asked me my family history. So I told my mom, I told him how my mom is hypertensive, how we have cancer in the family, strokes, and all that stuff. And so he wrote it all down, looked at it, whatever, and said I had high blood pressure. Thing is, I didn't. So he put me on blood pressure pills just because my mom was hypertensive. And so I started taking the blood pressure pills, whatnot, and I started feeling worse. I almost passed out going to my friend's party, and yeah. And so then we went back to him, and he raised the dosage on the pills. So I was like, okay. My mom was like, what the hell? So was my dad, because they're both nurses. And so they're like, okay, when you get back from your church retreat, we will go to my doctor. So that weekend, all weekend, I went to a Catholic church retreat called the Acts Retreat. I had been waiting a whole year to go to this, so I was not missing it. And so I was there, you know. The first day was good. I was feeling good. And then the second day, I could not even walk to the cafeteria to go have breakfast. Like, literally, here's the cafeteria, and 18 doors down was my dorm. And I could not make it without having to stop every, like, 3 or 4 doors. And so it was just getting weird. My friend Natalie had to, like, take my blood pressure and, like, see if I was fine. Everything was fine, so no one could figure out what was wrong with me. And so it got to the point where they had to start pushing me in a wheelchair, and they were asking if I wanted to go home. But there was no way I was leaving that retreat. I wanted to finish it, and so I did. So then Sunday comes around, and we, after we get back from the retreat, me and my family go to eat dinner, because this is a big retreat, like it's a big deal. So we all go to this place called Cattle Barons. We go eat dinner there, and so I literally could not make it from the car to the inside of the building, and to like where like you wait for your table. I could not make it in there, and we had literally parked right in front of the door. So we eat there and whatnot, and then we go back to Lexi's house to watch movies. And so I was laying in bed tired, because this retreat kind of messes with your sleeping schedule. So I was sleeping and watching movies and whatnot, and I got up to go to the restroom. But the minute I got up, I felt like I was gonna have a heart attack. Like, I could not, my heart was beating out of my chest pretty much. And so I go inside to the restroom, and I use the restroom, and Lexi's getting ready to call the ambulance. I'm like, no, I'm fine, like, it's fine. So then I go back to bed, and her dog, who has never liked me, his name is Zazu, he got on top of my chest, and I told Lexi, please get your dog off me, like, he doesn't like me, he's gonna like, bite me or something. So Lexi reaches over to grab him, and he starts growling, like, and getting ready to attack Lexi, and we're like, what the hell? So I kind of just tip him off me, and he literally stays this close to me. So about an hour later, my mom calls me and is like, okay, you're gonna come home? Are you and Lexi gonna come eat dinner here, or like, or come spend the night or something? I forgot what she said. And so we got up to go, and Lexi went to go get all my stuff in her car because of how tired I was. I just didn't want to do anything. And so as I was walking to the garage, from the room to the garage, there's like a little like a little room in front of like the front door, like with chairs and stuff. And then there's the family room, the kitchen, and whatnot. So I was walking through like the hallway, like the entryway, and I was running into the chairs, the grand piano, plants. And then I was like, I'm gonna pass out. I need to like get on a couch or something, because if I pass out, I'm gonna hit my head on something. Because they had wooden floors, so if I would have hit my head on that, I don't even know. So I get to a couch, I throw myself on the couch, and the minute I hit the couch, I ended up just urinating all over the couch because I lost control of my whole body. I couldn't control anything. And so Lexi came back inside. She saw how I was passed out on the couch. She calls 911, and then I make my way to the hospital. Okay, so on the way to the hospital, pretty much, I only remember a few things. I remember getting into the ambulance. I remember talking to the guy. His name was Sam, the paramedic. That's all I pretty much remember. So then we arrived at a hospital called Las Palmas. It's in like downtown, not downtown, but like kind of downtown, El Paso. And so we get there, and I remember not wanting to give a urine sample. And then I remember getting a CT scan. That's all I remember that night. I don't remember them telling me I had cancer, because that's where they told me. I don't remember anything. And then I remember waking up in the hospital where I got my treatment at, called Providence. I remember waking up to a nurse named Michelle, who I still know to this day, giving me breathing treatment or something when I was, because they were pushing me in on the stretcher. And I remember her telling me, "Are you okay? Like, do you feel okay?" And I remember telling her I can't breathe. And then the next thing I remember waking up to was my brother coming in my hospital room in the PICU, which is Pediatric Intensive Care Unit, crying, holding flowers. That's all I remember next. Other than that, everything was a blur. So I do not remember them telling me I had cancer, nothing. So in the end, we found out that the original doctor I had gone to, he did not do a like a CBC, which is like a blood test to see my red blood cells, my white blood cells. Because if he would have done that, we would have found out that my white blood cells were extremely high and my H&H was extremely low, and we would have found out I had cancer. Now, he could not have prevented my cancer, but we could have found out earlier. And my doctor, Dr. Canales, told me that if I would have slept through the night instead of waking up when I did, when my mom called me, I would have died in my sleep. So Dr. Canales put me into remission within less than a week, but I got very sick after that. My liver almost failed, and yeah, that sucks. Being jaundiced, I look like SpongeBob pretty much. And then I was on steroids, so I look like the Michelin Man, you know, the tire one, yeah. And so I went through chemo for 3 years. A lot of stuff went on in between those 3 years. Almost dying a couple times. Learning I'm allergic to some medicines. Portacaths. Well, portacath is something that you have in your chest, which I actually have right here. Yes, guys, I kept my portacath. Alright, so a portacath, mine, I've had it on both sides. My problem was that mine kept getting infected. So I had to have many surgeries, so I have scars all here. So, but I will show you what a portacath is. So this is a portacath. Basically what the portacath does, it goes here, and then this goes up to your jugular vein, and they poke a needle. This is inside your skin, remember. And they poke a needle through your chest, and that's how they give you the chemo. Because if they gave you chemo through a regular IV, it would burn. So, like burn like a lot. So some of the most worst things that happened, I guess, in the hospital was obviously all the surgeries I had to get. Steroids caused a hole in my hip, like this size. And if I would have caught it any later, my hips would have collapsed. Like I said, the steroids caused me to get really swollen. So if you notice in some of my older videos, I look like a chipmunk. So now I have stretch marks all over my body because I lost all the steroid weight, and now I just have stretch marks everywhere. What else what happened to me? My anxiety got very bad to the point where I have to sleep with my mom sometimes because of the cancer. The anxiety just made it, the cancer made my anxiety go through the roof to somewhere sometimes I can't handle it. And lastly, pretty much cancer ruined my legs. I have no feeling in my left knee, and so that's why I have to use the disability line at WrestleMania Access. My legs do not function normally. They hurt after walking on them for about an hour, and I have to be on heavy narcotics. So yeah, but one good thing did come out of this whole cancer thing, I guess. Well, two things. Yes, I couldn't go to play college softball like I originally planned on doing, but two good things came out, like I said. Number one, I got to meet my hero, John Cena. This is my Make-A-Wish shirt. That's why I'm wearing it in this video. Number two, I have this incredible YouTube channel. If I was busy playing college softball and whatnot, I wouldn't have been able to do this incredible channel that I have now. So I guess God makes things happen for a reason. I guess the final thing I have to say is on July 4th, like I said, 2016, I got my last chemo at Providence Hospital. Alright guys, so that's pretty much my story, my backstory. I try to make it as short as possible because it's a pretty long story. But yeah, so before I end this video, I want to thank some people who have gone with me through this journey, I guess. So let's start from the top. Obviously my family, my parents, mainly my parents. My dad pretty much worked all the time to be able to pay for my medical stuff. All he did was work, and work. And so he didn't really, like, before I got sick, yeah, he worked, but he didn't work as much as he started doing because of me. So I just want to say thank you, and for putting up with me when I was angry on steroids, because I know I did cause a lot of fights because of how angry I was on steroids and my life being screwed up. And then thank you to my mom for putting up with me all the time, because my mom had to take off work for the longest time to be able to take care of me, and so she pretty much gave up her job for a while to take care of me in the hospital. And I know I was so mean sometimes in the hospital because of the steroids, and I feel so bad to this day, but I know she knows that I didn't mean to, and just life sucked for the longest time. And I'm glad those were the two main people to be there for me all the time, even though at times I was so angry at them for the stupidest shit because I was on steroids. I couldn't control when I got angry, but I'm glad they always stuck by my side. And then thank you to my brother and my sister for just distracting me sometimes. My brother would take me to wrestling shows, and we would go on vacation and stuff, and he would take me to go to do cool stuff to get my mind off of the chemo. And same to my sister, I would go hang out at her house. My sister would take me to my clinic appointments sometimes, and they were just helping me be distracted from my cancer. Next, thank you to my doctors, Dr. Canales and Alex. I literally would not be here without you guys. You guys cured me of my cancer, and I can never thank you guys enough. Next is thank you to Lulu, one of my favorite nurses I ever had, and she's the reason why I want to be a nurse. You made my life a lot easier throughout this whole chemo thing. Like, you prevented a lot of stuff from happening to me, and like, you guys don't even understand how much Lulu means to me. She's like a second mom to me, and I can never tell her thank you enough. Alright, the next person is Tara. She worked on the weekends during the day, and honestly this would have been a lot harder without Tara too. She always made things a lot easier for me and my mom. Whenever we needed something, from the littlest things to the biggest things, she would be there for me and my mom. She always took amazing care of me, and I can never thank her enough. Next is, actually, she's not a nurse, she's a nursing assistant, and that is Elvia. Elvia has done so much for me and my family also, from the little things that meant so much to so many big things. And to this day, I still talk to her all the time. She's a part of my family, just like Lulu and Tara. And just thank you for everything, Elvia. Next is someone who works in the clinic, as Mariana. We've been close since pretty much we started at the same time. I got sick right as she started working at Providence, and just like Tara and Elvia and Lulu, she's made my life a lot easier. Next is Jaime. He works night shifts with Lulu. Jaime is just funny. He's always like, he's a world traveler. Like, he made the time in the hospital pass because he would always bring me scrapbooks to look at of him traveling, or he'd tell us stories, or we talk about the newest movies and whatnot. So thank you, Jaime, for pretty much making my time in the hospital easier and more fun. Next, our two best friends, known as the Giggle Girls, I guess that's what they would be called in Jungleville, is Margie and Rita. So Rita is like, okay, Rita, it's hard to explain Rita. Rita is from Finland, and I can tell you she is the funniest person I have ever met in my entire life. Like, her stories, just her attitude, she's just hilarious, and she always made nighttime a lot better. And Margie, at first I didn't think Margie liked me at all, because she would never talk, and you guys know I love to talk. And after a while I just kept talking to Margie. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna get Margie to talk to me. So after a while I would just talk and talk, and all of a sudden it got to a point where we would never stop talking. So Margie and Rita were a really big part of my life during the hospital. Next is another person who works in the clinic, who's made the clinic visits a lot easier and faster, is Yvonne. Without Yvonne, clinic appointments would be something else. She's helped me and my mom a lot, squeezing us in when we need appointments, like when we need to be seen because I got sick or whatever. Accessing my IV on my arm when my portacast would be infected because I didn't trust anybody else. And yeah, so she just made my life a lot easier in the clinic. Next is a person who worked for this thing called Creative Kids. It was like an art program that would come to Providence. And the person who convinced me to start going, her name was Alyssa. And honestly, she made, I think it was Tuesdays and Thursdays, a lot more fun. And me not just sitting in my room all the time. And it also gave me a time to vent to someone who wasn't my nurse or my mom. And so thank you, Alyssa, for pretty much everything you did. Next is my only friend who has stuck with me from the very beginning to now. And this includes everyone I knew in high school and everyone I know on YouTube. And that is Vince Martinez. I don't think he really realizes how much he really did for me, because obviously I don't tell him, because it'd be, I don't know how to tell him, but now that's why I'm using this video. Pretty much, like, when I got cancer, all my friends ditched me. They didn't want anything to do with me. They wanted to live their lives. And the only person, like I said, who stuck with me is Vince. Even though he lives in California, he's done a lot more for me than anyone here in El Paso has, as far as friends-wise. So thank you, Vince, for everything. And I can't wait to go on many more WrestleMania trips and WWE trips. Alright, next, she came late in my story, but she's put up with me until now. And my anger issues and me getting upset over stupid stuff because of how my life has turned out. And how I regret stuff and how it sucks. Like, she deals with me. And she still goes with me to the hospital, to clinic appointments, and whenever I need her. And it's Nicole. So she came very late in the story. But out of anyone, out of my exes, I guess, she's done the most for me and has been the most understanding. So thank you, babe. Lastly, I want to thank my subscribers on this channel. From the very first subscriber to the most recent subscriber, 33,000 something, whatever. No matter when you came into this channel and became a subscriber and a supporter, every person means so much to me, more than you guys can understand. YouTube has been a big part of my life in these past 3 years. It's been a big part of the reason why I have not gotten depressed, why I've just kept moving forward, because being in the hospital for weeks, months, years at a time, whatever, how long I've spent in that place, YouTube always kept me distracted. Along with WWE, it kept me distracted from the horrible crap that was going on in my life. Excuse me for saying crap, but I think I'm entitled to at least say something during this video. Yeah, more than you guys understand. I know I say that a lot, but it's hard for you guys to understand if you guys haven't been in this situation where you need a distraction, and YouTube was that distraction, like I said, along with WWE. So thank you to every single one of you guys who ever supported me throughout this whole entire journey. Like, I can't say thank you enough. Alright guys, sorry if I got a little emotional talking at some points. Like I said, these past, almost 4 years have been extremely hard and extremely frustrating. I got just so much stuff happened to me in these past 4 years, and I'm glad it's over now, and I'm glad I can go on to show people who have disabilities or who are going through cancer, to show that, like, you don't have to let that define you, I guess. Like, yes, I have all these leg problems, I have arthritis in my back, I have all these issues, but I don't let it stop me from going to college, from traveling everywhere to go to wrestling events, from making YouTube videos, from being in a normal relationship, having, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, just because you're disabled or you have a sickness doesn't mean, like, you can't go out and do normal stuff. And I think I've proven that over the past 4 years on this channel. It might be hard, but if you really want it, you can do it. And so now I'm getting ready to go to nursing school in the next few years, become a nurse, eventually start a family, continue this YouTube channel, work at Providence where I got my treatment, continue traveling, and yeah. So that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to make this 1 year anniversary of being cancer-free, chemo-free, and thank you to all my friends who participated in this video. Yeah guys, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you guys in tomorrow's video.
Alright guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you give that like button a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe for